size constant.
Good evening. Welcome to
Easily being removed.
The government, states, they start putting these RICO acts on Diddy, all of these guys, and try to put it on these ongoing criminal organizations. I ain't never seen the government put a RICO act on the KKK.
Switch happened. Come on, man. You gotta acknowledge this. This is the problem that I have with elders like you, because you fail to acknowledge that this stuff has happened. We down.
If we sit there and be old school, we gonna miss the boat. You know, a lot of this kids 19 years old buying houses with Bitcoin, buying Maserati.
wow.
US.
Told you, bro. I'm not. Told you. Hell yeah, bro. Fuck yeah.
Disclaimer. The views and opinions expressed on this panel show are those of the individual speakers and do not necessarily reflect the views or positions of this channel, its affiliates, sponsors, or production team. This content is intended for informational and entertainment purposes only. Viewer discretion is advised. We encourage respectful dialogue and critical thinking around the topics discussed.
Party. Why I like the new party? Number one, it's a group of people that's on a panel. We all have differences, but we all basically still come together at the end of the day. The new party for me is about unity. The new party for me is about educating people to the truth, letting people know what's been going on in our country. With that being said, shout out to the new party, man. We're going to keep it going with y'all.
Welcome to the new party. I'm Nora Christine.
Ray Mars.
I'm Kamal.
I'm Mia.
I'm Enzo.
That Mexican Velma.
And we have the lovely Mexican Velma back in the building. Good to have you back.
Hold on, I got sound effects.
Where's the sound?
I got the sound effects going, all right? Yeah.
Velma, I've been getting to go kick it at some of your lives. Let everybody know where they can find you and what your topics usually are on your lives.
Well, usually it's immigration. It's anything, actually. Honestly, we talk about anything. We've talked about even the types of cheeses we like. To be honest with you, so it's a party. I get a lot of people coming in and out, screaming on my live. It's amazing.
I will say, Velma, one thing I like about your lives is you're fair and you allow everybody from both sides to present their opinion, and it's not like a beat down of one person on, even though you're on the right and conservative side, it's not a beat down. So that's one thing I like about your live. So guys, make sure you guys go check her out, that Mexican Velma. And speaking of everyone, go support her lives, go check it out. It's a good balance. It's a nice, it's like ours, panel style. But if you want to go and be a guest, you can do that on TikTok. So shout out to Velma, and shout out to the chat, Lauren, Daryl, and Kamal side, Alex, Ali, thank you guys for watching, and Kunal, we appreciate your support. So tonight we are going to kick it off with our first topic, and it is all about Antifa. Okay, we have some denial, we have some left denial, and we're going to break that down tonight. In this very first clip the clip that you guys first saw was someone that was causing violence, I don't know how else to put it, in Portland, Oregon, which is ground zero right now for the protest going on. That was one of the people that attacked a soldier, ICE officer. And we have more clips tonight that we're going to show, and we're going to talk about it. Is Antifa violent? Are they a terrorist organization? That's pretty much the topic. And this next clip that I'm going to play is from Fox News. This was a journalist, and this is the violence that she has faced.
Are you all right? Oh yeah, I definitely have a black eye. So that's what it's been like covering Portland for the past 4 months. Complete lawlessness.
Wow. They say it's just one city block. Is that even true?
That's not true. So it went from being a war zone to one city block, but it's actually several blocks where that is completely controlled by Antifa affiliated protesters who harass, assault, and threaten anyone who they perceive to be a threat to their cause, including journalists, local residents, and ICE agents. And the Trump administration is absolutely correct in deploying federal troops here because Portland police has completely abandoned this zone. They refuse to go in, and everyone that shows up is on their own.
So it's kind of like Chaz or CHOP was in Seattle. They just, I guess, secede this territory, cede it to Antifa, and they just let everything play out?
Yeah, that's absolutely correct. So last night I got assaulted and I immediately ran to a Portland police officer, hunted down the suspect, chased her through the streets and said, "This is my assault suspect. Can you guys finally do something?" And I had eyes on her for about 35 minutes. Portland police refused to come in and make an arrest. And I had 3 officers just standing there watching me try to hunt down this suspect. And imagine my anger when I go online after doing all of that about an hour ago. And I see Portland police put out a bolo asking for the public's help in identifying my assault suspect. So that is what it's like on the ground here in Portland. And it's time for a federal crackdown. The Trump administration needs to start treating Antifa like ISIS, the terrorists that they are, and put an end to them here for good.
All right. So Portland police say they're investigating. I guess you had spoken to a dialogue officer. I don't even know what that means, but he did nothing. So I don't even know what he's there for. Does it kind of feel like Portland officials, I can't believe I'm even saying this, but have formed some sort of alliance with Antifa?
Oh, absolutely. I would consider them Antifa at this point. Why not? So their whole agenda is to get ICE out of Portland. So they're trying to shield the public from what's going on down on the ground. But I have 4 months worth of video footage showing warlike scenes happening here. And none of that footage is from 2020. But then you have Portland Police Chief Bob Day saying, "Oh, the videos that you guys are seeing are from 5 years ago." They're absolutely not. We have the evidence to back it up. And how dare he do that? I'm a journalist. I don't really say this often, but Portland Police Chief Bob Day, you need to resign. You need to resign immediately and now because you are a horrible leader and it's time for you to go.
So Enzo, you've been saying this. I mean, Steven Crowder just did a tour. He said the left is violent. Prove me wrong. What's your thoughts about what we're hearing? Is it this one particular city and one particular incident, or is it going to happen all over?
Well, I mean, let's start with the beginning of the year. Let's start what happened with LA. Then we can move to them shooting at ICE offices in Texas. Then we can talk about the unaliving of Charlie Kirk and then how they reacted to it. I mean, I got a great video that's on my TikTok that literally has got like 50,000 views of the left, not even somebody Antifa, just somebody on the left calling for violence against all Republicans, saying that he will die just so he can get rid of people on the right. So if we're really going to sit here and say that the violence is not coming from the left, you need to have your head scanned. You've been taking too much Tylenol. And you need to seek help because the writing is on the wall. We've seen it at the beginning of this year, like I said, with LA. Now we're seeing it again in Portland. Portland PD is obviously not doing anything. So if everybody doesn't want National Guard and troops going into cities, straighten up your fucking act. Like, you're literally calling for it at this point.
Yeah. I have this other clip, Gray, and then I'm gonna let you get in there because you're the one representing the left on the panel until our guest shows up. Here we go. This is protester burning a MAGA hat at the protest.
USA, this is what we have to say to you.
You think Charlie Kirk deserves to die?
I think Charlie Kirk's a piece of shit. You know,
Yes or no? That's the point. Yes
honestly,
or no?
he's kind of a fascist, so I would say yes.
What's your message to the right wing?
Fuck them.
That's fine. Oh, Matt, go eat
So-
it. Fuck out of here. Matt B, go
So-
eat. The fuck?
Gray, you are the person on the left tonight, and sorry until she shows up. What do you think about what that protester said and did? Is it freedom of speech? Do they have that right, or do you think that they're taking it too far?
I didn't hear them call for violence, so I don't feel like they take it too far. He said F them. What did he say about Charlie Kirk? I don't know what he said about Charlie Kirk. What did he say?
They're burning a hat.
Yeah, you can burn a hat. And that's,
He called
that's,
him a
that's
piece-
not
he said-
an American flag. It's
He
not
called him a
illegal.
piece of shit, though. That's what he said.
Piece of
He
shit.
said that he deserved to die.
I don't think you should speak ill on the dead. I'm never going to co-sign that in any type of way, but that's not illegal. But your question basically is, so you're basically talking about Antifa and what's going on with the left. That's really what you're asking me, right?
Yeah. Do you condemn Antifa on the left, or do you think that Antifa is a freedom group? They fight for freedom, or do you think they're a terrorist organization? Is Trump taking it too far, in your opinion?
I don't necessarily think that they're a terrorist organization. I don't think how they're going about this is correct. Because I don't think, because when you say terrorist organization, I think it's an organized system to create issues within a country. I don't know who the leader is. I don't know who controls this. Like, the FBI would have to literally say, okay, this X, Y, and Z, and have them in court. If one of these people, if that lady really got hit in her eye, I don't think that when that person goes to court, they're going to say, oh, this is Lieutenant whoever at Antifa. They're going to say, this is this person's government name, and they assaulted a reporter.
Wow. All right. Got some more clips. Let's see if the mood changes, and then I'm going to let our guests go next. Here's the next clip of them blocking the road. Thank God I live in Florida. Thank you, God, for Ron DeSantis. Here we go. Let's play this.
Trying to get through the streets. For everybody's sake. We're not letting her through.
Go this way.
Oh, they're not letting her through.
That's privilege right there, baby.
This lady right here saying it's illegal for her to be coming through here. The police are stepping in.
Oh my God! You won't be able to get.
She hit a pedestrian. If you do not arrest this woman, you are complicit with this fucking administration. She's scaring me. She hit a pedestrian. Are you going to arrest her, or are you going to continue to be complicit with this bullshit administration?
This is wild right now. You have the police going. You have these guys mad at me for filming this. This lady's crying.
I can't hear you.
I'm so scared. I feel threatened by
Oh, you're so scared. You're so fucking scared. Why do you keep doing this shit?
Somebody stamped the car with Trump Gestapo. Not welcome. Now this lady's trying to get out. What's your message to these protesters, ma'am?
Get a job. Get a job.
Get a job. She ain't wrong. Get a job. Velma, what do you think about these protests? Is this their jobs? Are they professional protesters? What do you think?
When you said that you're so grateful for Ron DeSantis, now I get you. What are they doing? What are you doing? What if those people had to go to the hospital? Why are you doing this? Oh, you're scared. Like, people got to go places. You don't know what's going on. And on top of that, how is it illegal for them to be stopping, for them to be going somewhere when you're the one stopping traffic? If you're going to peacefully protest, do it on the sidewalk. If there's too many people, I don't know, organize yourself and be in a line. If you're going to be riding on people's cars, that's already what graffitiing, that's already breaking the law, right? So, yeah, I'm not for it. No.
Well, our guest has just showed up. I'm gonna bring her up. This is Kimberly Annell. Gray has found her, so I'll let him introduce her.
Hi, can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Yes. Hi,
I
Kimberly.
can't hear you.
Uh-oh. Can you hear us now?
Mommy, do you know why I can't hear them?
She's talking to us.
Kimberly, I'm gonna move on until you can hear us. Okay. You might need to go back out and come back in. All right, Kamal, I'm gonna play the next clip and then I'll bring her back up since she can't hear us. But Kamal, I'm gonna have you respond to this next one. This is actually those fellas from the Fearless tour. This is what happened to them a couple of nights ago. I want to get your intake.
Hey, go home! Go home, Charlie!
What was we don't use physical violence. Stop.
Go! Hey, stupid bitch!
Fight everybody. We don't want to fight. Stop.
Here's the light. Here's the light.
Stop.
Oh! Hey, stupid bitch!
Kamal, I know you were pretty much feeling a little strong about what they did at TSU. Me and you were on the same page with that. What do you think about seeing that clip now? Do you think, I don't want to say justified, but do you think that she might have seen what he did at TSU and that might have triggered her? What do you think?
Yeah, she probably was triggered and shit like that. But look, man, they fucking antagonizing with they clout chasing ass. And she clout chasing too, you feel me? I kind of want to go back to the Antifa shit, you feel me? If they can't say a KKK is a terrorist group, then what is a terrorist group at this point? You feel me? And at the same time, I just gotta call it how I fucking see it, man. God damn, man, this white on white crime is getting crazy, y'all. Shit, man. I need to get my popcorn and this shit is like a episode of Twilight Zone. Y'all are wild as fuck, y'all. For real, y'all crazy. Where the fuck is Nick Fuentes to call this shit out? White woman gets slapped in the fucking face by another white person and a white cop and be like, y'all got slapped in the fucking face. Now white cop is like, we in Portland. We got an open drug market here. You don't know what the fuck going on over here. What shit? Bench control.
Come on, they said you don't live in reality.
Yes, I do. I live in this reality, and I see that white on white crime going up. Right now, shit. The past 3 weeks, 7 white men done committed mass shootings in churches, grocery stores, campuses, all types of shit. God damn. If y'all was in basketball right now, you feel me? Y'all be the OKC Thunder fucking crimes right now of white men. God damn. Yeah, I'm gonna call it out how I see it right now. Y'all wilding the fuck out. You feel me? And then with that clip, you feel me? Look it. I feel like the black chick was clout chasing, but at the same time, them little dweebs is antagonizing folks. I don't want to hear that shit. At least they get to walk away. You feel me? Oh, what this black dude doesn't understand gang violence. No, y'all started the gangs. Gangs in New York? You dumb motherfucker. What the fuck are you talking about? I know what you're trying to imply. What about the gangs in the black crime in Chicago? Shut up, bro. I don't want to hear that shit. We know who created gangs, bro. All right? So that's what I gotta say about that. You feel me? Why won't these motherfuckers go debate some intellectuals? They keep going on college campuses fucking with freshmen and stuff.
Well, Steven Crowder announced today he will be debating college professors. So I will give him that. He's announced he wants to debate college professors and he's inviting them to come meet him.
Good, because I want to see them actually debate some people that got like that can you feel me that could hold some intellect. I won't say the kids ain't intellectual, but we know that they going there because they haven't developed that debating skill yet. Because it's a skill set you gotta fucking practice on. You feel me? So I want to see what they is. I think they grifting. I think they don't know how to debate. So this is gonna prove me right when I see them get wiped the floor on with they goddamn grifting ass. But yeah, that's just how I feel about that clip and everything else I've been seeing that y'all been showing. So
Kimberly, can you hear us now?
Yes, forgive me.
Okay, no worries. I just want to make sure you can hear us. All right, I'm gonna play this next clip. I'm gonna let Mia go first, Kimberly, and then I'll let you respond after her. Okay. This next clip, Mia, this is a Democrat's response, and then I'll let you and Kimberly respond as well. This is what they think about the protests and how they're going down.
Is we see peaceful protests launching in Los Angeles.
Get your hands off these poor people. They're just trying to live their lives, man. Trying to live their lives.
The vast majority of protesters and demonstrators are peaceful.
Turn what is just a bunch of people having fun watching cars burn.
They're saying that they have it under control.
Things are under control. Peaceful protests are taking place.
Okay. So, Mia, what's your thoughts? Are the Democrats in denial, or is just an exaggeration because it's just in Portland right now?
I think everybody's in denial. Antifa and white nationalists are literally the same coin, opposite sides of the same coin. Legitimately, it's like two cousins from the same family that don't agree at Thanksgiving that are fighting. It's all I see are, no offense, fat Caucasian people that are jobless. It's literally, that's all I see, all protesters, whether they're the white nationalists or they're the white liberal saviors, it's still the same family, just cousins that are fighting. It's wild to me. And they're both dangerous. You cannot be extreme on either end and not end up dangerous. The majority of Americans live in the middle because that's reality. Reality is your opinion changes and you should be living in the middle, or maybe just to the left a little bit, just to the right, because that's how you have the open dialogue, because you're willing to meet and compromise when you're in the middle. You understand life as a shade of gray. It's not black and white. It's literally the same coin, just opposite sides. And they're doing it on purpose. If you notice, I went on the nokingsprotest.org and I looked at and I showed you guys the screenshots. I looked at all of those organizations. They're the same organizations that give money to the politicians, that give money to the NGOs, that give money to white nationalists as well. They're all the same thing. Literally, everybody's being played. It's ridiculous at this point in time.
Yeah. Fair enough. That's a good assessment. Kimberly, thank you so much for coming. What do you think? Do you think this is over dramatized? Do you think Antifa is a terrorist organization, or does it just mean anti-fascist?
That video is very, very dramatized. This what you would expect from Donald Trump. He likes that reality TV show effect that it gives. And I also just want to point out that all of the politicians that he posted on there, my senator, my governor, and a few others, they don't speak for the people who are actually out there protesting. And I'm sure they've clipped really dramatic parts of protests, and they're probably not even from the same protest. They're probably just from different parts of different times that they could put in a little compilation together just to, for that dramatic effect, especially with that dramatic music in the background. But yeah, so what's going on in Portland, and what happens a lot of the times with these protests who are she said, they're really antagonized, and a lot of the times they're they have these people in there instigating and sometimes even entrapping them into acting worse and doing worse. I'm actually going to go to the Gaza in support of Gaza protests right here in downtown LA after, and
nice.
Those clips that they post where people are on top of cars, I rarely see that. And Donald Trump is clearly playing to his base. They're both very partisan. They both play to their own base. So they're going to defend whatever side they want to favor, or however they want to look make each other look good from their own point of view. But yeah, no, I think that was clearly very, very dramatized, and I don't see a lot of that here in LA either. Like the very few clips that I see that they post to try to make it look bad, I rarely see that. I see more actually like police attacking protesters in person than I do protesters acting out. And a lot of the times these people, when you see them, they don't actually speak for like the rest of the people protesting. But the event that I'm going to right now, those organizations are legit, like Code Pink and a few others that are. So I think she made a good point that it does matter when you get the No Kings protest was a little bit, there were some, like a lot of the Democrats, they'll play into that where they want to make Donald Trump look bad. They want to they're always going at it. It's important to differentiate between, like I said, like there's a movement and the people and then the politicians on both sides.
I get it. That makes sense. So speaking of Gaza, you mentioned it. Greta Thunberg, people are going in. They're saying the flotilla is a PR stunt. However, she stands that she's there to stand with the Gaza people. Let's play this clip and we can give some reactions to it. Here she is explaining why they're doing the flotilla and the importance of it. Here we go.
Tur atıyor. Yani artık müdahale edecek geminin önünü kesiyor şu an. Gördüğünüz askeri bot.
Okay, so pretty much the flotilla, they've gained in size. Ray, what do you think about the flotilla? Do you think it's useless or do you think it's important to represent freedom?
What are they trying to do?
I mean, I'll let Kimberly speak on it first then, because Kimberly might know more. Kimberly, as I could tell, you might know a little bit more about it. Can you tell us what's the point of the flotilla? I really want to be educated and I'm not trying to be funny.
Oh, okay. There are a lot of boats that have been gathered by different organizations, 47 countries from 47 different countries all over the world, trying to deliver food and aid to the people of Gaza. And Israel has, again, this is the first time there have been many flotillas, intercepted and prevented these people with no weapons and no other agenda but to deliver the aid to the people, to the starving population of Gaza. But Israel intercepts them and doesn't let them deliver the aid. A lot of the times when they abduct and kidnap these people, they keep them for a long time before they release them. They'll release people like Greta just because she draws more attention from news media all over the world, but that's basically it. There are still some boats that are trying to make it to the Gaza shores, but Israel just is preventing them from delivering that aid to the people. It's mostly just food. There's actually one of the flotillas is a compilation of U.S. veterans. There's another one that I saw from my country, Mexico. They're just from all over the country and all over the world, and they won't let them deliver the aid. And that's basically pretty much it. To the point where the question is it a PR stunt? Sure, that's why they're broadcasting it. It's an effective PR stunt because it's bringing the attention to the issue of delivering this aid to the starving population of Gaza.
And I named the story that, to be clear, Kimberly, I'm very sympathetic to the Gazan people. I want to be clear. I named it that because that's what news people have been putting out there and pushing, probably Zionists, but that's what they've been calling it. So I just want to be clear why I named it that. Velma, do you know anything about the aid and what's your thoughts on it?
So my thoughts are, you're going into waters that you're not supposed to be in. And then on top of that, you have a video of the Israeli soldiers radioing in that, you could, if you have any aid, you could drop it off. in another channel, but not this one. And if you're going to do it like this, you're going to end up breaking international law. And if they tell you to do one thing, because if you're trying to do one thing, then go do it. Don't fight them on it. But if you are being defiant and you're not listening to what they're telling you to do, then how do you expect me to defend that when they're telling you to drop it off somewhere else, like via this channel? I think the place that they told him to go ahead and drop it off was Shutdown. I don't want to mess it up. I probably did. ASHDOD. That was a place that they could drop it off. If not that they were, Ashad. Okay, then they wouldn't have any issues. But apparently they didn't listen.
And
I can't defend that. Because I have to see both sides here.
Yeah, fair enough. I have one more clip about the topic, and then I'll let the rest of the people respond. This is them getting intercepted.
Of course, got to move the camera because don't want to catch it in 4D. Oh man, love it. Man, love them Israelis.
So Mia, I feel like you've researched this. Tell me your thoughts on this. Over 400 people have been taken into custody. I don't want to call them abducted. So I had the video because it was the video of it. So I'm not necessarily saying I agree with the video. Let me be clear. But 400 people have been taken in. People around the world are protesting this. Italy, many people are not going to work protesting it because they're not happy with what's happening. What's your thoughts?
My thoughts is very consistent with the IDF. They're always kill first, apologize later. Kill first, apologize later. Kill first, apologize later. And this is not the first time they've done this. So there was actually a different freedom flotilla, Gazan freedom, I believe, back in 2010. And the IDF went in and murdered innocent people, 10 of them, and actually had to pay compensation to the government of Turkey to the tune of allegedly $20 million for those murders. Plus, they wounded many others. So, this is very typical of what we see from the Israeli government. It's very much like them. And I would not be surprised if out of that 450 of them were wounded, never found again, or anything like that. Because like I said, IDF murders first and then apologizes later, which is their usual MO.
Wow.
Godspeed to them, because they $20 million they had to pay the government of Turkey and those families for those innocent people they murdered. And it took Bibi 3 years to apologize. And the government of Turkey wanted 1 million per family to give to the families of the innocent that were murdered by them. And Israel, of course, no offense to anybody in the chat that's Hebrew, but they have that nickname because they lowball. And Israel's like, no, I'm only going to pay 100,000 per family. And Turkey's like, no way, bro. No way, you're paying up. So finally, after 3 years in 2016, those families were able to split the pot of $20 million between all of the deceased family and the ones that were injured. Finally, after 6 years.
Damn, Mia, that sounds like some repair, if you get my drift.
Mm-hmm.
Damn.
The reparations? Reparations, I know, right?
Damn. Shit, spot on.
Kamal, Hamas rejected the peace deal today, which I told Greg, I think we talked about this this morning on the phone. I told you they were going to reject it. What's your thoughts? Do you think that this flotilla is going to change anything? What do you think at this point? I know you're learning as we go with this stuff, but the peace deal has been rejected. Yeah.
Yeah, somebody in chat kind of funny though. They were like, there was anti-Semitism shown on the screen. I'm like, nigga, shut up. But anyway, I'm like, didn't I say, I think on Tuesday when I was kind of like, I want to wait till this deal. Is that the same deal? And then
yeah, this is the 21-point deal that we talked about. I gave you information on it. Basically, what critiques I'm hearing about the deal is there was no guarantee that they were going to honor the ceasefire. That's the number one thing. Number two, they were not going to be governing the area. That was the biggest thing I'm hearing. So people didn't like that. I mean, Kimberly probably could add more later, but for time's sake, we won't really touch on it. We already did. What do you think about it at this point? Is your sympathy going to run out as an American now that they have rejected the deal? And do you think we should stand with Israel at this point?
I mean, what I say on Tuesday, I was like, man, I'm gonna wait till the ink dry and see if they really gonna make this deal happen. Shit, it ain't even been 48 hours and the shit didn't happen. I ain't surprised. You feel me? Are you asking, do I have sympathy for what's going on with the Palestine people and stuff like that?
I mean, at this point, they've rejected the deal. And Trump said that if they reject the deal, he is going to stand with Israel and whatever needs to be done.
Yeah,
and that was the strong rhetoric he said. So we are running out of time. I don't know. I mean, they rejected the deal. There are people starving there. There are children getting unalived every day, women getting unalived every day. I don't know. Like, I have mixed feelings at this because for me, my sympathy is going to be running out pretty soon. I don't know what more they want. They have lost the war at this point. Their place has been flattened. I don't know where else to go. How much longer can we feel sympathy when they are not willing to play ball and negotiate and vice versa?
Yeah, they cutting the deal and shit. You feel me? So shit, at the end of the day,
Thank you, Kelly. Kelly said it.
What's say Palestine got? Yeah, they got to take
the L at this point. I mean, how many more of your children and people do you want unalived and starved out? That they need to take this deal. That's where I'm at.
Okay, just be my fucking point. That's why these niggas need to get in the ring and fight each other. You feel me? Netanyahu needs to go with the whoever leading Hamas and shit. Y'all do how the Mexican politicians be doing.
Did you say Hamas or Hamas?
He said Hamas as a red pepper.
I'm just saying, like, they need to, for real, because this is the problem. The leadership over there is like, nah, we still about to throw hands. We ain't liking how y'all signed the paper. And it's like, it ain't they kids and shit getting fucking not getting food and stuff like that. You feel what I'm saying? So that's why I'm like, man, first of all, I don't be believing none of these deals until both parties shake hands. It's 3 days later, and they like, all right, yeah, we good. You feel me? And at the same time, the leadership is always a problem with them because they be quick to go to war. You feel me? But they ain't throwing no hands they damn self. So my answer, I ain't surprised the deal didn't go through. I'm not surprised at all. You feel me? I'm surprised though that Palestine is like, nah, we don't want the deal. I am kind of surprised at that though. You feel me? I thought it was gonna be Israel. Like, you know what? I ain't fucking with it. But that's where my surprise at. You feel me? So.
Enzo, what do you think? Should they have taken the deal? Where is your sympathy at this point? They have not taken the deal. I knew that they weren't once it was broken down to me. What do you think?
I'm just gonna say straight about the sympathy is gone with this entire situation. Like, I feel for the children, I feel for the women there, but at this point, you should have got out. Like, what are you gonna keep yourself in a situation where you're going to either be starved or be bombed? Why are we just like that? That's my whole thought with this. Hamas is a terrorist organization at the end of the day. That is running the government there. They denied this deal because they don't want to dismantle them being a terrorist organization. The United States and Israel negotiating with a terrorist organization is just ridiculous. Like, This has been going on way too long. Both sides have denied multiple peace agreements because they both cannot come to agreements. And I seen what Kelly said in the chat. That Hamas is making their people martyrs at this point. They think that Israel's probably going after these people to break them or whatever, and it's obviously not working. So just let them, whatever. At this point, I'm done speaking about it. Nothing in the world's going to change about this. This is the end at this point. Hold the L. Sorry to say it like that and just be completely blunt about it.
All right. Well, more to come on that. The next topic is, should Trump be removed by the 25th Amendment? Governor of Illinois, Pritzker, has called for Trump to be removed at this point. This is the clip of him talking about it. Guys, if you're watching, please support the channel and hit the like button. Here we go.
JB Pritzker tonight is calling for President Trump to be removed, asking for the 25th Amendment to be invoked. It is in response to President Trump telling military leaders earlier today that, quote, dangerous cities like Chicago should be used as a training ground for the military. Our political reporter Marianne Ahern with the story.
I've never walked into a room so silent before this.
President Trump today meeting with military leaders with a bold reference to Chicago.
We should use some of these dangerous cities as training grounds for our military, National Guard, but military. Because we're going into Chicago very soon. That's a big city with an incompetent governor, stupid, stupid.
Sending troops into cities thinking that that's some sort of proving ground for war, or that indeed there's some sort of internal war going on in the United States, is just, frankly, inane. And I'm concerned for his health.
Governor Pritzker going even further, suggesting using the 25th Amendment to remove Trump from power.
There is something genuinely wrong with this man, and the 25th Amendment ought to be invoked.
This past Sunday, federal agents downtown arrested a Guatemalan family at Millennium Park. A husband, wife, and their 2 children now in federal custody. Their pastor tells us,
the picture of the daughter is what breaks my heart and breaks everybody's heart when you see her clutching onto her dowel and seeing that she doesn't know what's going to happen.
We're talking about little girls and little boys being ripped apart from their mother and their father. I mean, this is absolutely abhorrent.
While the governor and the mayor denounce bringing troops to Chicago, Republican state lawmakers, they disagree. They welcome the federal intervention.
The mayor and the governor have refused to hold people accountable to federal law. And, you know, the reality is that our communities are less safe.
As the Chicago area waits to see what's next, Governor Pritzker is promising legal action if and when the National Guard is sent here.
All right, Gray, should the 25th Amendment be invoked?
With Trump says so much crazy stuff and does so many crazy things. If he was losing his mind, I wouldn't even know. So I don't know. I mean, like, how will we know Trump is crazy? He does crazy stuff all the time.
Well, this next clip explains his health deteriorating. And this is actually someone on the right saying this. This is Ryan Matta. He's a journalist, investigative journalist / documentarist, and this is what he had to say.
America, you think Trump's coming to save you? Let me introduce you to Tina Peters. You know who Tina Peters is? She's a Gold Star mother. So Tina Peters' son paid the ultimate price for this country. He sacrificed his life. He gave his life over in Iraq, and he came home in a body bag. And you want to know what Tina did? Tina went and got involved in our government. I believe it was the Secretary of State, where she was in charge of the elections in Colorado. And want to know what happened when she saw those Indian voting machines, when she saw all that shit going on? She goes, you know what, it's my job. It is my oath to the Constitution to back up that hard drive. So Tina Peters went and made a backup copy of the hard drive, which gave President Trump and his administration every shred of evidence they needed to put all these people away. You want to know what they did? They put Tina in prison. Tina spent the last year. She is 80 years old. She was put on lunch duty, where she was in one of the hardest prisons in the state of Colorado with a bunch of gangbangers and thugs. And this grandma is in there doing dishes. She got put on dish duty. where she was wearing these big yellow rubber boots that were getting filled with water, and her gloves were soaked, and her old little pruny hands were shriveling up and literally getting cuts in
Real
them
life?
because the water was so damp for so many hours, standing bent over a gosh damn dish sink for 8 hours a
Oh my
gosh
God,
damn day
is
like a
this,
gosh damn slave,
is
like a
this
peasant,
real?
like a piece of trash. And that's what Trump allowed to happen
Is this
to
on the
her
Tiki
when she had
Talk?
all the evidence. So instead of, you know what, moving his administration, you know what I would do if I was Trump? I would have said every day we're going to move the White House to Colorado. And every gosh damn day, I'm going to hold a press conference out in front of Jenna Griswold's office. And I'm going to demand that my Justice Department, Pam Bondi, appoint a special counsel to investigate the election fraud in Colorado. But no, that would be too easy. You mean to tell me the most powerful man in the world has zero ability because it's a state charge, Ryan? It's not a federal. He can't partner. No shit. You think the most powerful man in the world who can end all these wars, who's going to get a Nobel fucking Peace Prize, can't bring home a gold star mother who gave you every piece of evidence you needed to eradicate election fraud from the face of the earth? They don't want to eradicate it. Why? Because his Jewish allies are the ones who staged it all, bro. You think Trump's coming to save you? Ask Tina Peters how she's going to spend tomorrow. Oh, she's going to spend it in a fucking...
This is the wrong clip. But basically, in the clip that
I can't believe I just watched that.
Yeah, bro was like, okay, he compared Trump to like your grandparents. And you know, like when your grandparents, you can convince them to do things. So basically, he was saying that Trump is not running the country because he's like 80 years old and he's like a grandpa. Velma, do you think that this guy's right? Do you disagree? Do you think Trump is in the best shape of his life?
Well, according to April 2025, I'm so sorry. That like literally like I was like, what? Because like a lot of people, like some people on the right are getting paid to say some stuff, which like clearly we can tell, like the people who have been questioning the media. But anyways, I digress, right? Take that as you will. But he's apparently fully fit, you know, to do that. And then according to the 25th Amendment, the guy has to have a disability. So where is that?
Do you think the 25th Amendment should have been invoked on Joe Biden?
Oh yeah, for sure. For sure. I mean, here's the thing. If we had you know, Kakapoo Biden just I don't know, turning around and giving all of us a surprise. Yeah. Mm-hmm. I would.
Oh man.
I would have, yes. I would have said yes. We need to get somebody in there that's not going to lie to us. So
Yeah. Well, I got another clip. I'm gonna have Kimberly respond to. I don't know if you guys knew this week, but the HUD website had like a weird thing on it, and it was like, I'm gonna play the clip and I'll explain it. But this was actually on the HUD website. This is the HUD director responding to it.
Leading the Hatch Act?
No, sir, we're not worried at all. And this is not about propaganda, Chris. This is just about letting the American people know what's going on. But we really need to be talking about how this government shutdown impacts the American people.
I want to do that, but this is part of the impact, right? I mean, when you're saying the radical left is shutting it down and they're doing it for $1.5 trillion for illegals, that's not true, Secretary Turner. That's why I'm bringing it up, because it's propaganda.
Well, you know what, though, Chris, you look at this, and I've heard all the cries and the outcry and people saying this is propaganda, that it's a violation of the Hatch Act. You know, to me, the Democrats and the far left are using this as a distraction to really deflect from what's really important here, and that's how it's been irresponsible actions on the Hill, and American people are being impacted greatly by this government shutdown. That's what we really need to be talking about.
I agree.
So, guys, what it said on the website is the radical left are going to shut down the government and inflict massive pain on the American people unless they get their $1.5 trillion wish list of demands. The Trump administration wants to keep the government open for the American people. This was on a government website. Kimberly, what's your thoughts? Is the Trump administration out of control? Do you agree with this, or is this propaganda?
Well, first, the Democrats are not the radical left, but I'm glad they grew a pair finally. They should have done this a long time ago. I did look into it's like about, I think, $1.5 trillion to immigrants that were under the Joe Biden administration, given some form of pathway towards like illegal immigration. Some are refugees, some sought amnesty, and they're standing on the healthcare benefits provided to these immigrants who are here legally, and this is the hill they're going to die on. Apparently, I saw Bernie Sanders was in an interview as well, and he stood on it, and I'm proud of him. I wish they were a little bit more brave like this more often. I think we should have amnesty, so I'm in favor of this. And if this is what it takes to get what you need, then I'm totally in favor of the Democrats standing on it for once, for sure. And then back to the comment earlier about really quickly about Donald Trump and how I suppose some people think he's not really running the country. The presidents never really run the country. They're owned. Their owners run the country. If the Democrats really wanted to have removed or at least impeached him, they should have done it when he bombed Iran. Instead, they use these other silly excuses, like try to get him on the Stormy Daniels money and things that are really unimportant and probably aren't going to get him impeached. They won't get him on the things that they can get him impeached because they do the same shit, like bomb Iran. They should have got him for that. But they're two sides of the same coin. They do a lot of the same, especially on foreign policy. So I don't think they would, if they really wanted to, they could have impeached and removed him for things like that, but they won't, because they 69 each other all the time. Two sides of the same coin. And they have masters. Presidents don't actually do what they want. They do what their donors want.
Oh, Lord. Mia, do you agree with that? What do you think about what was on that website? You scared? We got a hostile takeover going on.
I mean, I'm not scared or anything. I definitely think it's a violation of the Hatch Act for sure. For sure. Whichever federal employee typed that up and submitted it is a direct violation of the Hatch Act. Still, even with the modifications that Clinton and Obama made, it's still in violation. Federal employees are barred from partaking in this kind of political activism. So whoever typed it out physically is because they were being paid by federal funds. They were more than likely on an IP address that was on federal land. I mean, it's a direct violation of the Hatch Act, particularly the person that typed it out. So, I mean, I don't agree with breaking the law to troll somebody. I don't think anybody should lose their job over, like, that's just stupid. I don't know why somebody would do this. It's just ignorant. And to be honest, it's not HUD's job to point fingers. It's their job to take care of the housing and urban development for Americans. It's not NASA's job to point fingers. It's their job to get us to the fucking moon. I mean, it's not the USDA's job to point fingers. It's their job to manage the food supply. FDA, the pharmaceutical supply. Like, it's not their job to point fingers. Why are they pointing fingers? Like, do your fucking job, dude. I know I'm from New England, and that's our motto when we chant in the studio, in the stadium, is do your job. Your job is not to point left or right. Do your fucking federal job that my taxes are fucking paying. I'm so sick and tired of people making it political. Just do your job. It's literally that simple. You're a federal employee. Do your job.
Well, I'm going to get Kamal and Enzo to go next, but we got lots of clips. This is probably going to be Enzo's favorite topic of the night. Enzo did tell me, I remember when leading up to the Democrats, like with the shutting down of the government, they were like, oh, the Democrats are going to shut it down for illegal health care. We got some clips tonight. I'm going to let y'all decide if that's true. But this first clip, it seems like Trump is trolling. I'm going to have Kamal go first. This is funny, haha clip. Trump posted, well, the White House posted this. Let me play it.
Our country can't handle people that come into our country illegally.
What?
And they want to give them full health care benefits.
I've never heard anything like that before. That is so weird.
They want to open the wall again. Can you believe it? I can't even believe it.
What's that? Say that again?
They want to open the wall.
What?
They haven't taken away boys playing in women's sports. They haven't done that. Men playing in women's sports. It's like they don't change. They lost an election in a landslide, and they don't change.
What is going on? Oh shit.
So yeah, this was posted by the White House, Kamal. Do you think they're taking things too far? Is it funny to you? Do you think this would suck you in as a voter to vote for the right and Trump and the Republicans?
I mean, I don't know about that, but we know this motherfucker Donald Trump be trolling all day, every day. That's how he became the president. Let's be fucking real. All right, you think he gonna stop? Hell no. But I will say this though, and look, John, don't say it in the fucking chat, bruh. Do not mail me a MAGA hat because I'm about to kind of sound MAGA-ish right now, but they are trying to give illegal immigrants some fucking health care. Maxine Waters done let the cat out the damn bag. A journalist asked her, was like, hey, are you trying to give health care to illegal immigrants? She was like, I'm trying to give it to everybody. Well, they included in everybody. Counts out the fucking cat. Hell no. I don't want none of that shit. Hell to the no. Fuck that bullshit.
Enzo, buy it. Give Kamal a MAGA hat. He's coming over to the dark
I got
side.
you. You want the black one? You want the red one? You want Trump was right about everything? You want the white and red one? You want the USA? Which one? Which you want?
I knew y'all was gonna be on that shit because I'm like, damn, I know how it's about to sound. You feel me? But damn, nah, man. I'm like, this kind of.
I have my Latinos for Trump hat if you want it, you know, as a minority.
I feel like Kamal been on the right this whole time. He just been.
No,
I feel like Kamal is hiding it, guys. Kamal
okay.
is secretly
He's just
MAGA.
playing it off real well.
No, I am apolitical, okay? Let you know that right now. But I'm just saying, I seen the clip. Maxine Waters let the cat out the bag. I'm like, come on, man. This is bullshit. So, yeah, you know.
Well, this clip right here, Fox confronts a Democrat about the illegal thing. I'm going to have Enzo respond to this.
Heard anybody in my party saying that illegal immigrants should get access to the health insurance marketplace.
I'm so glad you said that. Actually, I have some tape of your Democratic Party members saying this on the debate stage. So they've all said it. Let's play the clip.
A lot of you have been talking tonight about these government health care plans that you've proposed in one form or another. This is a show of hands question, and hold them up for a moment so people can see. Raise your hand if your government plan would provide coverage for undocumented immigrants.
Senator, that's literally every member of your party, from moderate to more progressive, that have said that in the past.
Oh man, Enzo, what do you think? I mean, she's saying it's not true. Is it true? Can you explain why do people keep talking about them fighting for illegals for healthcare? Where is this coming from?
Sure. I mean, we can look at it because the Democrats have been lying to the American people for years now, saying that illegal migrants are not getting any benefits from the federal government or from their states at all. This has been proven wrong over and over and over and over and over again. You literally have state-run healthcare, like California most notoriously with Medi-Cal, that will give Medi-Cal to illegal immigrants. California gives licenses, like driver's license, to illegal migrants. You want to say that we're not giving all these funding? And the whole reason the government was shut down, I've looked into this 101 times because I talk about it every single day. There's $1.4 trillion in ACA subsidies that predominantly help out undocumented immigrants, illegal immigrants as well, people that should not be getting these benefits whatsoever. If you're still in the process to become a citizen or to hear your asylum case or to get your visa, you should not be entitled to anything at all. You're not an American yet. That funding can go to somebody in a small town that can't get health care, that doesn't qualify for it. It shouldn't be going to them at all. This is ridiculous. And this is why the Democratic Party is on the downward slide. This is why only 11% of the Democratic Party believes in the Democratic Party. Like it's disgusting at this point that we're still like debating this and trying to flip it and say, oh, well, they're not giving it to them. They're not giving it to them, and lying to the American people again and again and again. How is anybody really going to sit here and believe this? You can hate Trump. Cool. Hate Trump. But at least the Republicans are actually doing things for the American people when it comes to that. Taking people off of Medicare and SNAP and giving it to the right people because they refuse to abide by the work requirement. That's why people are going to get kicked off, because they're fucking lazy at the end of the day. But it's okay. We should just give it to everybody and drown out our government and spend all this money to give everybody everything. It makes perfect sense.
Gray, I'm gonna let you respond to the next clip. This is the minority leader of your party, and this is what Jake Tapper said to him.
Blessed it as well.
So let me ask you about a provision that the Republicans are talking about quite a bit. I know you want to talk about, and Democrats want to talk about, extending the Obamacare subsidies, which expire at the end of 2025. But they talk about the provisions, and it's right here, subtitle E, and this has to do with the repeal of healthcare subtitle changes, and specifically what it is. How they characterize it is you want to give health insurance to undocumented immigrants. I understand that's not really an accurate depiction, but what it does do is...
It's a lie.
It's a lie, but what you support does bring back funding for emergency Medicaid to hospitals, some of which does pay for undocumented immigrants and people who don't have health insurance. And also there is this provision, and it's not about undocumented immigrants, it's about people with asylum seekers and people with temporary protected status, et cetera, but about their ability to get Medicaid. So they're non-citizens, they're not undocumented, they're not illegal. Why even include that in a bill knowing that they're going to seize right upon that and use that to message? I understand that.
So, Gray, he acted like he didn't know what was being said, what was being talked about. What do you think? Do the Democrats support giving Medicare to illegal or healthcare to illegals, or do you think that documented worker, whatever term you feel comfortable with, or do you think that this is a lie because the Republicans are shifting the blame to the Democrats?
The lie is that they can't apply for these federal funded programs. And what Republicans are pointing out is these funds that allow people to get money or insurance if they're at the hospital. And scientifically, people are just going to do that because STDs, contagions, things people can carry and that can affect American citizens. If you go to an emergency room right now, you can get treated without saying your name. So that probably is going to happen. If you're here, you are going to be treated if you go to a hospital. Is the insurance paying for it? Maybe, but in some aspects it's true. In both ways, it's a lie and it's true.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna let Velma respond to that, but I have one clip. This is a rep admitting that they are shutting down the government for healthcare.
Running back to Detroit this morning after the Republicans failed to show up in the U.S. House. We got to make sure Americans have the health care that they need. And if that means we got to shut this government down, so be it.
So, Velma, can undocumented or legal people get health care? Why are people saying that?
Did you notice that he said Americans and he didn't say illegals? Illegals are not Americans. That's it. Why should somebody that's not from the U.S. get health insurance? If you need help, that'd be one thing. But to get continuous health insurance and then you're illegal? No. If you're here with paperwork, you have an ITIN, you're able to do everything, and we know who you are, then I'd say okay. Because we know who you are. You have papers. But if we don't know who you are, how do you expect America to give you a cookie and say, hey, I'm illegal, give me a cookie? And that doesn't work that way.
Okay. This is what the White House had to say on it. This is the press secretary, and then I'm going to have Kimberly respond.
Documented immigrants, even though it's against the law for them to get these benefits. I know there's some debate about law-free presence.
Do you think that illegal aliens should receive Medicaid benefits? Medicaid benefits that go to the most vulnerable people.
I didn't ask about benefits, and that's a debate.
Medicaid benefits that were designed to help low-income families and Americans in our country.
But they can't receive them.
But what the Biden administration did, Gabe, is they allowed tens of millions of illegal aliens from all over the world
Parole and temporary
to come
protected
into our
status.
country, yes, and they paroled them into the system. And you cover immigration, and you know well, it was a complete abuse of our immigration
But my
system.
question
and they
isn't-
slapped a Band-Aid on these illegals. They called it temporary protective status, and then they allowed those illegals from all over the world to get free benefits. And you know who would like free benefits?
I understand that point,
Hardworking
Caroline.
Americans who work their butts off every day, who are living paycheck to paycheck because of the Biden-induced inflation crisis. And there were higher wait times at hospitals under the Biden administration. We saw these illegals committing crimes all over our country, and they're getting things for free. That is fundamentally unfair, and this administration is
But
not
for
going
the ER,
Okay, so Kimberly, do you support undocumented Americans and illegals getting benefits? Why should we as Americans support that if you do?
No, not illegal or undocumented people. The benefits that they're fighting for were, I believe, expanded, or the Biden administration gave some immigrants who, a lot of them did come here illegally, a pathway to some form of legal residency. And these people have an ITIN and they work. What kind of society do we want to live in if we don't have equal rights for people who at least are here, yes, legally? I think that it's the humanitarian right thing to do to provide benefits to people who are in the system, who have an ITIN, who work and provide or contribute to taxes in this country to be given health insurance, yes. But undocumented or people who don't have any form of documentation, no, because then that is also unsafe. But yeah, that's what they're arguing about. They're arguing about it. The Biden administration expanded this pathway to refugees and temporary protected status, and these are the people who are being given these healthcare benefits.
But I got a question. So, like with ITIN, having an ITIN doesn't mean that you're here legally. It just it makes you able to file taxes, and the IRS recognizing you for that purpose. So why is that the same as somebody that's here illegally? Like, why is that different? Because that's pretty much the reason for it. So they can work temporarily, file taxes, and go back home.
I believe the federal funding is for people who are, like I said, they were extended the pathway to citizenship through refugee status, asylum. In my state of California, they did have this extended Medicaid for people who just have an ITIN. And if I'm not mistaken, last year they revoked it because it was costing too much money because people were abusing that as well. But the federal funding was provided to people who have at least some pathway to legal residency at a federal level. In California, they did try it. I think they only had it for a couple years and then they took it off last year, I believe.
I'm in California too, Kim. I'm a clear the sentence up for you. These motherfuckers was scamming. That's what was happening out here in Cali. They were scamming like a mug. That's how they were.
That's why they had to take it back.
They were taking people's Social Security somehow and stuff like that, and that's how they were getting the benefits. And it was illegal immigrants that was doing this. So that's what was happening in Cali too. So
yeah. So in California, they were allowing any undocumented people. I don't agree with that. And yeah, any social service there will always be fraud in social services. I think a lot of the social services, like the social safety net, people will take advantage of that. It should be temporary. It does debilitate people. It does incentivize people to just depend on the government. That's a whole other cultural issue where it has to do with American culture. But yeah, I do agree that people do abuse the system, and I know people personally who have, and I don't agree with that.
Okay, look at Kim. All right, Kim on the left, and she don't agree with that. W Kim, everybody. Let me play this clip. This is for Mia. I'm gonna have you respond. This is DeSantis talking about what's the cost on a illegal immigrant.
Reimbursed, but here's the thing. I love how the media will say, well, how much does it cost to house a detainee? They never ask, what's the cost of illegal immigration? How much does it cost schools? How much does it cost hospitals? How much does it cost the criminal justice system, our jails, our prisons if people are committing crimes? What's the cost to families that have been victimized by criminal aliens? They never talk about those costs. And so what we're doing, yes, we're going to get reimbursed, but we're saving costs on our society by enforcing the rule of law. And so what we're doing is leading the nation. We're doing the right thing. We're also have zero tolerance in Florida for attacks against any law enforcement, but particularly ICE personnel. You try that here, you're going to have the book thrown at you, and you're going to regret that you didn't do it. Florida's not Portland. That's not how we roll, and we respect and protect the people that enforce the laws on our behalf.
So Mia, why do they keep, because you research a lot of stuff, why do they keep saying that the healthcare is for illegals? Is that real, or is that like a scapegoat to blame the Democrats? You're muted, Boo.
You're muted.
The one time I put myself on mute. I mean, at the end of the day, the Democrats tell on themselves. They want healthcare and they want freebies for everybody. They don't say American citizens. They are very concise in their language, and they all agree that they want free shit for people, for everybody, whether you're American or not. And there's no actual guarantee that none of the money that they want to add to an already overinflated budget is not going to go to illegal migrants, because a lot of these Democratic governors have said they will utilize everything in their arsenal to give. So I think at this point in time, I mean, it's kind of hard to beat the allegations. On one hand, I understand there's a lot of healthcare subsidies that American families need because healthcare premiums are about to go up 37 to like 110% for a lot of families here. And those subsidies do help American citizens. However, at the same time, it's like we can't guarantee it's actually going to filter to just American citizens, because once the money leaves the feds and it heads to the states do whatever they want. I mean, we've seen it all the time. So, I mean, it's tough. On one hand, I don't want American families to miss out. But on the other hand, it's like sometimes the Democrats have made their bed and now they have to lie it too. Nobody believes them.
Well, this is what the View had to say, and we're going to all give turns responding and giving our closing thoughts. Before we do that, this was a very special day because it's Enzo's birthday next week.
Oh, shit.
So,
on Saturday, yeah.
Oh, shit. Happy early birthday, bruh.
Happy
Thank you,
birthday.
guys.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Thank you.
Happy birthday to Enzo.
Happy
So
birthday.
everybody give Enzo a happy birthday.
Hold on,
You
bro.
got
I
any
got
birthday plans?
Happy birthday, bro, for real.
Thank you.
But yeah, so this is a gift to you, Enzo. It's the View. You know, I know that people want them canceled, but then if we cancel them, what will we laugh at? Here we go. This is Joy Behart. She was in the host chair, I think it was 2 days ago or yesterday.
Trump posted a deep fake AI video last night that featured things Senator Schumer never said, and had Minority Leader Jeffries wearing a sombrero and a mustache. Here's how, there it is. There it is. Charming. Here's how Jeffries and Republican Senator Roger Marshall responded. Watch.
Apparently, in replying to Donald Trump, you posted what's up on the screen now, simply saying this is real. Is that going to be your full reply to Donald Trump?
Yeah, Leader Schumer and I will have more to say about this issue. But again, this is all designed to be a malignant distraction from people who are determined to continue to rip health care away from the American people. And Democrats are resolved to stand up for it. They are lying about what we're asking to do.
Sometimes the president plays with the press like a little boy and a flashlight and a dog. And he's shining the flashlight here and he's shining it there. What he's saying is this offer from the Democrats is ridiculous.
That was a Republican speaking.
Yeah. Yeah.
And but Republicans are trying to blame Democrats for the shutdown. But the Republicans control the House, the Senate, and the White House. And some people might even say the Supreme Court.
Yeah.
So how do you blame the Democrats for a shutdown when you have all the votes?
I don't think you can, because if you look at polling, the majority of Americans will blame the Republicans if there is a shutdown, because they do run the House, the Senate, and the presidency. That's what polling showed just this morning. But I will say
the MAGA too, MAGA crowd.
Yes, yes.
They typically blame the party in power.
The party in power,
that's
and that was a New York Times poll, I believe, from this morning. What I find really despicable is the resorting to racism and xenophobia, which they always seem to do. So they have Speaker Jeffries in this sombrero and this mustache, trying to basically imply that the Democrats are holding out for health care for undocumented immigrants. That's what that messaging was supposed to be.
That is so racist,
and it's extremely racist.
Wow.
It's extremely xenophobic. It's feeding sort of that xenophobia that we're seeing a lot in this country. And what people really do need to understand is what the Democrats are fighting for really is health care under the Affordable Care Act for the majority of Americans. And get this, ACA tax credits are a lifeline for red states, not necessarily blue states. Red states would suffer most if the Enhanced Affordable Care Act subsidies expire. In fact, if Republicans agree to extend the subsidies, it could actually improve their prospects in the 2026 midterms, because premiums for red state recipients will go up $618. So it's actually counter to what their constituents need and want.
So I feel strongly no one wins a shutdown. I think the American people are hurt. I think members of Congress who make $174,000 a year will continue to get paid. But I would caution, I think Donald Trump wants a shutdown. I think there is going to be one. And the reason why the Office of Management and Budget directs what federal agencies stay open, what goods and services continue to be funded during a shutdown. So what can be done is you can make sure that Democratic priorities are not funded, but Trump's priorities will continue to be. I suspect CBP and border officials, I suspect ICE will continue to be, but things that he thinks are going to hurt blue states may not be. So I would be very cautious in playing this game, because it's American taxpayers who suffer. If you're not signed up for Social Security and during this period you want to, you're not going to be able to. There's going to be a gap in services. It's not good for the country. It's not good for federal workers. I think most Americans think Congress should just do its job and figure it out. Yeah, well, I just think that politicians don't solve problems. They run on problems. And I'm finding it really distasteful that we're here again when Congress will accept their money, their health care, and everyone. That's not going to incentivize them coming to a deal at all. And on the heels of all this political violence we've seen, I remember talking about we've got to be careful with our words. I'm getting tired of the tippy top doing the us and them, the left and right. Everyone needs healthcare. Everyone needs food. Everyone needs affordable housing. We are more unified than we are not. So the name calling and the stupid AI and the imagery has got to stop. It's time to lead. You know.
Okay, well, Kimberly, thank you for coming. Let everybody know where they can find you, and what did you think about your first time on the new party and your closing thoughts?
Well, thank you for having me. My birthday was also yesterday, but happy birthday to you,
Happy
Enzo.
birthday.
I'm not good in front of a camera. I'm very nervous. I was working and I'm in the car and I'm going to go to a protest right now. So thank you all for your patience. And I love that. I talk about this all the time. It's like my thing. It was nice meeting you all. Do you need me to respond to the clip, or is that it?
Oh, whatever. I mean, if you want to respond, you can go ahead. But why don't you let everybody your closing? Let everybody know your closing thoughts, as well as where they can follow you.
Oh, okay. I'm on Instagram, Kimberly Annell. My name's white, but I'm really Mexican. I also look white, but I'm really Mexican, just so you know. And pretty much the Democrats and the Republicans will appease their ruling class. The Democrats will often give some breadcrumbs here and there to the very, very poor. The Republicans always to the very, very rich, and the middle class is always the one that suffers. At the end of the day, they're two sides of the same coin. They do keep us divided by a lot of these social, cultural issues that pick your side will always uphold or they'll keep repeating. Yeah, but most Americans, I think, are in the middle. I do think that a lot of what like the bickering is silly. I personally don't mind the funny memes and the back and forth. I don't think, I mean, that's, I'm not saying I like it about Trump, but I think that's really fucking funny when he does shit like that. I know my governor does that too. I don't care about that. Either way, they're puppets. They have masters and they do what they're told.
I agree, Kimberly. You gave some great thoughts. Velma, thank you for coming again. Velma, let everybody know your closing thoughts and where everybody can find you at.
Thank you for having me. Well, my closing thoughts are no aguantan vara. Like they don't want to be, handed their own medicine. They don't want to, at least, I don't know, make light of the situation. I mean, I guess it's just that my backbone is fully developed that I think that's funny. And I'll laugh to that. I mean, it's not like no Democrat has ever done that before. And, it's not left versus right. It's, are we gonna be, united or divided? You can find me on TikTok at that Mexican Velma or Instagram that Mexican Velma as well. Thank you for having me.
Thank you, Velma, so much for coming. We'll let the birthday boy go next. Enzo, what's your closing thoughts?
My closing thoughts was this was a good episode. To the view and everything like that. Thank you for showing us that middle-aged women who sit at home and drink wine all day long. They show to watch.
Oh my god.
That's what that is. I mean, I think the memes are hilarious. I really do. Like you want to sit here and call him racist for it. It's not racist. Like if that's being racist, then go call out every single white person or black person that's walking down the street with a goddamn sombrero or goes to a quinceañera that's wearing a sombrero. That's racist then. All of that's racist. Anything Trump does, they're just gonna sit here and just bitch and moan and complain. Whatever. No one takes them seriously anyway. Democrats are going to be the Democrats. They're going to continue to go after whatever group they think they can sway their opinion on in this election. I mean, let's see if they make it to the midterms. All I'm going to keep saying until midterms come. And then if they make it to the midterms, let's see if they make it to the election and then see who they put up and lose to in 28. That being said, I hope everyone has a great night.
Yes. Happy birthday to Enzo. Make sure you guys go on
thank you.
TikTok and give him a follow. I mean, he has like 8 pages. Just type in Enzo.
This is my main one that's attached to it. I just had 7K today, so let me get the 10 days.
Hell yeah, shit. That's what's up.
All right, ladies first. Mia, what's your closing thoughts?
So this was a great episode. Lots and lots of laughs. If you are not following this page, please do follow this page. Please subscribe so you know when we are on. We do this Monday through Thursday, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And you can find me on TikTok primarily at It's Mia Not Maya. I'm also on X, YouTube, and Rumble, as well as everybody else. And as for my closing thoughts, I think a lot of people need to take a step back and realize everything that's going on, The View, Antifa, all of this is a distraction from the globalists because we are heading into a complete and total market crash. So this is a globalist agenda. Don't get caught up with the BS. Don't get caught up with the propaganda. Eyes on the prize. We are Americans and we need to survive what's coming. And we need to try to find a way to come together because divided we fall, because that's the narrative the globalists want from us. So just keep that in mind.
Not the globalists. Kamal, what's your closing thoughts?
First of all, Princess Joe, thank you for the repost. Appreciate that. Also appreciate everybody else in the chat. You feel me? Doc, you was funny as hell. Kelly was in the chat. Kelly, I got you. That politician did like a fake man. Was that motherfucker AI? He looked weird as hell, didn't he?
The one with the lace front? The
yes.
One with, yes.
Yeah.
I swear to
What
God,
the hell?
dogs, he had a lace front.
Got the lace front toupee. That's crazy. You feel me? Second, John, stop it, bruh. I know you keep telling Enzo to tell me to wear the MAGA hat for his birthday and shit. To stop it, bruh. All right.
One of these days.
But happy early birthday to Enzo. And actually happy birthday to Kimberly too. Thank you for coming on to the panel and shit.
Thank
feel
you.
me? Also the Mexican Velma, thank you for coming on the panel. Hopefully one day you could tell us why you got the Mexican Velma as your name. I ain't gonna lie, I always thought Velma was Mexican in the Scooby-Doo shit. Yeah, so I'd love to know what made you come up with that name. But thank you for coming on the show and shit. Also, I got on my side, I got the new party, the link pinned to the top of my chat. Y'all go follow the new party and hit the notification bell so you know when they go live. You feel me? Also on my end, Shane said, "Come on, you can't deny."
Shout out to Shane.
Hey, on my end, Kamal Johnson Network. Y'all go follow, hit the sub over there. Also hit that notification bell so you know when I go live. Also on Tuesday, somebody came a member of the new party, Nora and Gray. That was a member for y'all. So shout out to that person.
Yes.
Membership
Shout
for
out
y'all.
to
Yeah, for real. That's what's up. You feel me? Yeah, and follow everybody else. They got TikToks, it's in the name itself, and they got YouTubes and things in that nature. This was a great episode. We kind of had opposing sides. I ain't gonna lie, Kimberly. They said you was a Democrat. You don't sound like a Democrat. You sound
I hate the Democrats.
You're a Democrat?
I fucking hate the Democrats.
Oh, damn, my bad shit. I was about to say, I'm like,
Absolutely not.
That was very, very, very bold.
Okay.
Yeah.
Whoosh.
Mm-mm.
Wow.
I get called a Trumper a lot because I love bagging on the Democrats, but no, I am on the left, but I'm not like liberal left. I'm more like an anarcho-syndicalist, anarcho-syndicalist progressive. Yeah, something like that.
Okay, syndicalist. I don't know what the fuck that is, but I'm gonna have to Google that. But
Labor unions, the power of labor unions in the middle class.
Okay, for sure. All right, yeah. But yeah, also with all the topics, you feel me? Like I said, I didn't believe the deal was gonna be done until they shake hands, and 3 days later, and they in their own separate areas and stuff. I was waiting for that, but as we see, the deal didn't get done because of Palestine, really. So that shit's crazy. You feel me? Is Antifa a terrorist group? Well, if the KKK is not labeled a terrorist group, then I don't know what is a terrorist group at this point. But I guess the Black Panther group was a terrorist group. So, also with the government being shut down, is that the Democrats' fault and shit like that? I mean, we seeing the play, and I know some of y'all in the chat was like, "There's no legal immigrants." Yeah, that fuck they is. Okay, legal immigrants is getting goddamn medical services and Medicaid and all that shit. So y'all could Justin Timberlake, Cry Me a River somewhere the fuck else. We done seen it. And Maxine Waters and other Democrats let the cat out the bag. They most definitely trying to give illegal immigrants health care and shit. Okay, so stop the bull malarkey. All right, and yeah, everybody else, y'all have a great weekend. You feel me? Enzo, once again, happy birthday. Also, Kimberly, happy birthday. Hope y'all have a marvelous weekend. And yeah, there was somebody in the chat. I think his name was Eric. Hey, you could eat turtle nuts, motherfucker. Talking that bullshit. Eric with a K. Like this nigga. Anyway, I'm done. You feel me?
Velma, why do you call yourself Mexican Velma before me and Greg give our closing thoughts? What's the reason?
So when I started doing videos, somebody was like, Velma called, she wants her look back, and I was like, oh, and it was a guy, and I was like, oh, you're the one that makes the infrastructures and all that stuff. Okay. So I was like, okay, thank you, sir. And then when I was younger, I went to Christian camp. So one time in Christian camp, I got called that Mexican, by people in Louisiana and Beaner and all that stuff. And I mean, I'm like, oh, okay, cool. Whatever. I never really took anything to heart. So I was like, oh, okay. And it's ironic because I was born in America, but I have Mexican descent. So that Mexican Velma, and I was like, oh, that's great. And then I was working out at the same time, so I was actually connecting wires,
Mm-hmm.
reconstructing my brain, doing all
We
that
can
stuff.
see that.
It's great.
I think you're cuter than the Scooby-Doo Velma, but
Oh, thank you. I appreciate you.
That was catchy as hell. You basically use the trolling, you feel me, to against them. So you used it to
I
create
mean,
your
I have to use trolling. It's it is what it is.
That's kind of what I did with my first name. Like, I changed my shit from the Shadow Band, man. I used to be the Black Seinfeld because one of them troll motherfuckers on Reddit was like, "You got them corny jokes like Seinfeld," and I was like, "This nigga Seinfeld a legend. Shit, hell yeah. All right, I'm the Black Seinfeld then." But I end up changing.
Oh Lord.
So.
Oh God. Gray, what's your closing thought?
My closing thoughts are, now I know how the Lions felt when Scark took over. But but basically, to your first topic about Gaza, the reason that they are not taking the deal is because what they're doing is working. 77 countries had delegates walk out during Israeli Prime Minister Ben Netanyahu's speech at the United Nations. So Muslims stick together. So this is one country that's basically making the international world turn against this one country. As far as the illegal immigrants getting the health care, for me, I'm worried about what the government can do for me. I know Nora made an extremely biased show where she didn't play the AOC clip, but I'll say what AOC said. Basically, that anything that Americans get, basically the Republican Party will say illegal immigrants get this too. So then that basically infuriates the base. So, but like, if they don't, like, are they really going to give to American people if they stop giving illegal immigrant stuff? That's the real question. We do this every Monday through Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern. Happy birthday to Enzo. Happy birthday to Kimberly. Thank you, Mexican Velma, for coming. Always vote.
Yo, can I say something real quick? Can we do a vote that, like, Gray, every time, bro, you got to hit us with an animal like type of analogy or something. You got the sharks, and now you got the lions. Not for real.
That needs to be a tradition going forward.
Yeah, I agree, Enzo, for real.
Yeah, I try to do one each time.
All right, hell yeah.
You're muted, Nora.
Well, isn't it funny? You can't please everyone. When I went in on MAGA, I went in on Trump. Oh, yeah, everybody loves my show. Oh, yeah. But when the facts are the facts, listen, burning down towns, attacking federal workers, attacking the ICE, that is terrorism. That is American terrorism. And if you are doing that, you are a fucking terrorist. And I hope President Trump sends troops to wherever you're at and he gets you. Sorry to say it. I'm going to stand 10 toes motherfucking down because I'm going to stand for the United States. I don't agree with burning down our country. And if you don't like it, that's too bad. Nevertheless, you guys can go follow me on Nora Christine Live. We talk about true crime, reality TV, and we can get a little break from the politics. But if you don't like it too freaking bad, I'm a patriot, and I don't agree with people going against government workers and attacking ICE workers doing their job. Anyways, God bless and good night.